Yeah, all right. So I got to watch Final Destination Bloodlines yesterday. So before that, I want to address one issue. I know a lot of people have talked about this before, but people in the theater, just so you know, if you're going to watch a movie in a theater, please make it on time. Do not walk in 10 minutes, 15 minutes later. I can understand one or two people, but a whole bunch, like a huge fucking crowd, walked into the theater like after 5 minutes into the movie. I was really annoyed because, especially with this movie, because the prologue is a very intense scene in this film. So it kind of ruined my experience. And they were flashing the lights all the time. I swear to God, even before the movie, a guy was playing a movie trailer out loud, and then he called and talked to his friend about the trailer for 5 minutes. Fucked up my mood entirely, and I hated it. I don't know who you are. I don't want like trailer commentary about what you think about the movie, man. I can watch it anywhere I want. Just shut up. Please be decent when you go to the theaters. It's really annoying. Like we are also paying money, right, to be there. Frustrated when the movie started. I had to take it out somewhere. Sorry about this. Anyway, going back to Final Destination Bloodlines. Yeah, so about this movie, I kind of like these kinds of movies, especially, I grew up in the 2000s, so 90s slasher films was still popular around that time, like the Scream franchise, Final Destination, Saw, all those kinds of movies. You get the idea. Um, Out of all this, I think Final Destination movies were my favorite. Yeah, I gotta say, even though I loved it as a kid, I don't think I was really high. I don't think I was hyped at all for this film because one, it's very repetitive. Like even though the first Final Destination is special because we got to see it for the first time, but later it did get a little repetitive, and I get that's not the point of the film. The point is to enjoy the go and the intensity in it. But still, mm, I don't know. I was not expecting that much, especially when I watched the trailer. It just looked so generic, right? Convinced like, okay, if it like it's a big studio, so they are just trying to do it for a cash grab or whatever. But surprisingly saw a lot of good reviews by critics, which is pretty rare because critics haven't been kind to these kinds of movies in the past. Especially, if it's a franchise, for any franchise, I think after a point the critic reviews just, mostly around 20s, 30s, it's bad. So after I saw the reviews, I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. I mean, it can't be that bad if they are saying, if the reviews are decent. But I gotta say, I had a lot of fun watching this film. Like, I walked out of the theater very happily, even though the audience were really annoying in that theater. And this movie captured the intensity and the style of a Final Destination movie so perfectly. And I mean, the idea is still the same, but it didn't feel repetitive or feel like a cheap copy or whatever. I mean, I clearly remember thinking when watching Final Destination, like, man, can people really die this way? Like, because it was so like creative, even the way they get killed in these kinds of films. Until some movies overdid it. Yeah, I get that. But this movie, like, captured that intensity so perfectly. Like, I was in some of the scenes, like, I couldn't even watch it because it was so intense and go, which is this movie is all about anyway. It's a perfect movie to watch with your friends in the theaters, man. Like, I don't think if you watch it in at home, you will get the same experience. I would say watch it in the theaters if you can, and then even the pacing and the screenplay was really, really good. Like, it felt like a 90s movie, to be very honest. Not in a bad way, in a very, very good way. Like the slow build up, and then finally when the payoff happens, it's so worth it. Like, the payoff is so good. Even like the quirky humor, it felt a bit 90s, but during the movie I was laughing because, I mean, the story, you know how it goes. A person has a premonition that people are gonna die, and that person cheats death by saving everyone's life. and for the rest of their life, they will be followed by death. That's the basic idea of any Final Destination movie. This movie has the same idea too. But typically, it happens for a friend circle, right? So whenever they get talk or tensed over a situation, all I remember is thinking, is she gonna get her skull crushed? Nah, she'll probably be run over by a garbage truck or something. But here, surprisingly, they were able to make it a bit more personal, which made their death a bit more impactful. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still wanted to see all of them die. You wanted it to, just agree on it. But a part of me thought maybe we will see how the protagonist saves everyone in this film because they answered some questions with this one, like we had for so many years, like how everything started and what caused it, right? Don't worry, I'm not gonna say anything. So I thought they're gonna pretty much answer the question like how can one escape this like permanently. Yeah, so in this movie we get to see how a person was able to cheat death for decades, and not just that, and how draining it is to do that, which made the movie even more intense. I loved how they referred to the death as a person. I mean, they gave it a pronoun. It's almost like it's a character, which I thought it was a pretty cool touch. Of course, this lady has kids, right? And then how impacts her life and how it impacts their family's life and the trauma they have to carry because of this. The small additions like this made the film so much better. Like they didn't have to do all that. I mean, they could have just made a typical slasher film and it would have been just fine. But adding things like this made it like so much better than the previous films as well. When I was watching the movie, all I could think is like the people who made the film, they really, really understood what makes this movie special and why people come to watch this movie. Like they clearly understood the assignment, and not just that, they tried to do something better and make the movie a bit better as well. Like it shows how much they absolutely love this franchise, and it really, really worked. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Of course, there are references to the other movies, but even that's not like on your face. You get it? It was done so tastefully. You can't help but think it's cool. Again, I don't want to say how it's done, like how they refer to all that, because small surprises like this made the movie so much better, at least to me. And I know people who love this franchise growing up would enjoy it as well. So I want to check it out for yourself. So yeah, I think this movie has a potential to make a lot of money, and I think real people are really into it as well, because I didn't expect a lot of crowd to pull up, but there were so many people. I mean, I live in Sri Lanka, and theaters here were packed, at least in the main malls. Like, so I can't imagine what it's like in the West, right? But I think it can do more because it's a movie. It's that kind of movie. Like, it's gonna get a lot of crowd, and yeah, watch it in the biggest screen possible with a good sound quality, and make sure the audience are also right, because that can be really annoying. I mean, in my theater the audience were a bit annoying, but still the movie was so good I got sucked in, and I had to move like 3 rows forward, and after that the experience was, but just make sure you go to the right theater and you experience it properly. And if it's a midnight show, much better, and if it's a packed theater, it's even better. So yeah, so I don't have a lot to say about this film because it's a pretty simple, straightforward film, but it's a fun film though. Like it's a proper theater film, and I think you will have so much fun if you watch it in the theater. So yeah, I think Eric was my favorite character in the movie too. They made him likable, but I didn't think he would die. I thought he will stay until the end, and he will probably be the one to save. I thought they were gonna go down that route, but I think the one we got was much better because you are here for the go and the fun of it, right? Yeah, I get like when they reveal like he's not the biological kid of that guy, everyone at my theater laughed. I was like, I don't think it's supposed to be funny. Why are you all laughing? It's just weird. Yeah, I think that's about it.